Welcome into episode number 179 of The Voice Behind the Voice. I'm Sean Aronson, the TV and radio broadcaster for the St. Paul Saints, an independent minor league baseball team in the Twin Cities. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know that I did. I told you last week I was staying in town, third consecutive year that I've done that. And like probably most of you out there, I ate my weight in food and continued to eat. I'm a pretty healthy guy. I work out 5 days a week. I pretty much watch what I eat. But the struggle is real for everybody from this time of the year, maybe Halloween for some, but definitely from Thanksgiving until the end of the year. Because Thanksgiving really starts that gluttony where all that food is in front of you, and then you go back to work and you go to different work parties, or friends may have parties or gatherings before Christmas and New Year's, and all you're doing at these parties is you're eating or you're drinking or whatever, and then Christmas gets here and you're spending the time with your family on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then there's New Year's, and it's awful. I understand why when I go to the gym on like January 2nd, there are people there that I don't recognize because everybody feels so awful, including people that work out on a regular basis, feel so awful for everything that they ate. But the food is good. It was great. I think I devoured a whole pie over the course of like 4 or 5 days. It was incredible. But sometimes you got to allow yourself to splurge. So again, hope everybody had a good, a harmonious, a relaxing, if you can, Thanksgiving wherever you spent it. I know the weather was a disaster for a lot of places around the country, so travel had to be very difficult for a number of people. Speaking of the holiday time of the year, I received a gift in the mail, Sabre, which for those of you that do not know who Sabre are, they are a baseball group. They've been around forever. They were in town. Their board of directors was in town. Their CEO, as a matter of fact, is a former St. Paul Saint employee. And so he brought him into town. I showed him around our beautiful museum here, and they wanted to do something nice in return for me, and so they sent me a very, very nice book called Calling the Game by Stuart Shea. It is the lineage of baseball broadcasters for every single team, both current and past teams that even are no longer around. I've just started to dive into it. It's got to be, I don't know, I didn't look at the end, but it has to be 250, 300 pages long. And I got through the first 3 teams in there, and it really is. It is a tremendous read and incredible to watch the weaving of broadcasters, who the original broadcasters for some of these teams are, to the current iteration of their team broadcasters. Fascinating so far through the first 3 teams. I didn't skip right to the Dodgers. I'm going right in order, so eventually get to that point. I know the big history of the Dodgers, which of course Vin Scully for forever and ever and ever, and Red Barber before that, and so it really is a fascinating read. Calling the Game, Stuart Shea. You can probably get it on your Kindles or whatever electronic device that you have, but they actually sent me the hard copy of the book. Speaking of lineages of broadcasters, let's get to episode number 179. It is Justin Kutcher of the Washington Wizards. Young guy, and again, it's always interesting to sit down with broadcasters that are a little younger than me or right around my age, that have reached the pinnacle of the profession, the top of the profession. And Justin Kutcher, a very young guy, but his story is one of, I know what my goal is, nothing's going to stop me, and I'm going to talk to everybody and knock down every single door I can to get to where I want to be. So much so that he was basically the statistician for Joe Buck during baseball season and the World Series some, 15 years ago, give or take. and Joe Buck was actually the intro on his demo, which, look, if you can have that guy on your demo, it's pretty incredible. And so he talks about that, talks about, going to school and doing play-by-play in the Cape Cod League while going to college, while also at the same time working alongside Joe Buck and Tim McCarver, and really is interesting to listen to Justin tell these stories. We did this at the hotel that the team was staying at. Just a genuinely nice guy. So another episode that I think you'll find fascinating. If you've not subscribed to the podcast, you can do so wherever you get your podcast. Then be sure to rate us and then follow us on social media, Twitter @TheVoiceBTV, Facebook, facebook.com/TheVoiceBTV. You can always email me, thevoicebtv@gmail.com. All right, let's get to it. Episode number 179 with Justin Kutcher of the Washington Wizards. JW, how many pies did you eat during the Thanksgiving holiday? Roll the open.
I worked at MSG Network, and we did the Knicks, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Yankee games. At that time, the local Fox 5 affiliate had Tim McCarver and Bobby Mercer as the announcers. So my last game with those guys, I went up to them and I said, "Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for all your help this year. I really appreciate it." And they said, "Well, where are you going?" I go, I have to go back to college. And they said, "Well, we still have a third of the season left." I'm like, "I still have 2 years of college left. So unless you want to give me the job, I got to go."